It's Wednesday, August 15th, and it's a bit of deja vu. I'm going to the dentist once again on Guy's Daily Drive. Good morning, everyone. I'm, I have complained before about certain roads. Pennsylvania Turnpike, going through the mountains of West Virginia when this car, for extended periods of time, was stuck at over 4,000 RPMs as it struggled mightily to get through these steep inclines as I was on my way to the Mac Stock Conference and Expo. Boy, I haven't talked about that in a week. But this road here, this is Route 210 in Maryland. And I take this road whenever I go to the dentist, because it's really the only way to get there from where I live in Northern Virginia. Now, you may ask yourself, how did I get here? Is this my beautiful wife? Blah, 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 blah. Talking heads. You may ask yourself why I have chosen a dentist that is so far away from where I live that forces me to take an extended trip down Route 210 in Maryland. And you would be right for doing so. However, there is an equally good answer. I think I've spoken about this before. The dentist I had before, many years ago, retired, and I got tired of playing dentist roulette at that office, even though I really liked the people that were there. They were there as my kids grew up and all the rest of that, but I just couldn't do it anymore. Anyway, so this is the dentist that this is the one that my wife has had for many years. And he has an office in Oxon Hill, which it's not that far away. However, he's only there one day a week. Come on, what are these people doing? Oh my God. Sorry, I'm just like blown away at how stupid these people are driving. Anyway, I don't know what's wrong with them. So I switched to my wife's dentist, and he's really good. And so because he's really good, I don't mind taking this trip down to La Plata. And honestly, I've got just a ton of sick leave that otherwise will just go to waste because I can only collect so much of it. And I haven't checked it lately, but I've got close to like 200 hours of sick leave, and I can't get compensated for it in any way, shape, or form unless I take it. So when I have appointments like this or something, I just go ahead and take the day, because it doesn't make any sense to be so cautious about sick leave when you've got so much of it. So anyway, this Route 210 in Maryland, I've been going down this road for a while. There was other reasons why I would drive down in this direction, but there was never a time that I can recall when this road wasn't under construction. And it's always, you got a lane out in the left, you've got a lane out in the right. And like right now, this is kind of nice the way it is right now. It's 3 lanes, nicely paved, but it's like they can't have it like this all the time. See, now they got these crappy bridges that I'm going over now that you can hear. See me bouncing around. And it's just, I don't know, it's almost like the infrastructure, roads and everything else in this country have been neglected for so long. And we really need, putting all the stupid politics aside, we really need a concentrated effort to fix all this stuff. And it would probably take the efforts of the federal government to cut through all of the crap and BS. And, I don't care if it's done with union or non-union labor. I just think it should get done. We have bridges that are collapsing. We have things like Flint, Michigan, where the pipes are so rusted and made of lead that it's poisoning people. And Democrats sat on it for years. Republicans took, I think, the governorship and took stewardship of, and I know I'm probably not getting this right, took stewardship of Flint, Michigan away from...
Take a slight left turn onto Berry Road.
Okay, I'll do that. Took stewardship away from the locally elected government because, honestly, they were just so bad at it. And then completely screwed up the whole infrastructure thing and then ended up getting all the blame for it. Regardless of the fact that it had been going on, I mean, this had been an ongoing concern for probably 10 to 20 years. But whoever it is that is in office right now is the one who gets the blame. I didn't want to turn here, but it doesn't matter. So when you have a situation like this,
proceed to the roof. Stay in the right lane.
Then, instead of, and here's the thing with politics.
In 3/4 of a mile, take a slight right turn onto
Okay.
Accokeek Road.
I will. Politicians spend way, way, way too much time trying to assign blame instead of fixing the problem. Because honestly, 9 times out of 10, and maybe even higher than that, whatever the problem isn't the entire fault of Republicans or Democrats or whatever, but they'll spend so much time trying to assign the blame to something, because all they're not thinking about solving the issues. They're not thinking about, okay, this is something that is affecting people's lives. This is not what is going through their heads.
Road, then turn right onto Beale Hill Road.
What they're thinking about is, how will this affect my re-election campaigns? And that's, frankly, it's despicable.
Turn right onto Beale Hill Road.
Don't be so... you were hired or elected to do a job. Do your job. Don't worry about whose fault it is or who's to blame.
1 mile, turn left onto Berry Road.
Or how you can twist and turn this around to be somebody else's fault or some other party's fault. Do your job. And it's not just Flint, Michigan. It's the infrastructure of the roads and bridges and everything else in this country that just seems to be really, really not doing well. Get it right. Try to get it right. So, get off politics. I don't even know how I got on that rant. Because that's what I do. So my dental appointment today is at 1 o'clock. It's currently 10:30. Sorry, 10:12. So I'm not really that far away. But what I'm going to do first, if you remember, when I took this trip last week, I was looking for a way to get some fobs for this car, this Kia Soul. Yes, programmed. And I did that. I got the two fobs that I had bought off the internet. They programmed them. So now I have multiple keys and I have multiple fobs. The two fobs that I bought have keys in them, but they're not cut. So this is what I have right now. I've got three fobs that all work with the car. One fob has a key that's built in that works with the car. The other two have blank keys that don't work. I have, I think, three other keys that will start the car and open the passenger door, but they're not built into the fob. They're like valet keys. So what I'm going to do today, I would have done it last week, but as it turns out, I was kind of running out of time, and I wanted to get down to Fredericksburg because I was having lunch with my son Peter and his girlfriend Liza, which was lovely, by the way. Just
5 miles. Turn right onto Middletown Road.
I won't be doing that. I'll be going straight. But the lunch with Peter and Liza was just lovely. We had a wonderful time. But I'm going to stop at that Kia dealership again. They quoted me a price of like $22 to get these keys cut per key, which is fine. So what I'll end up with is I'll have three fobs that all work with the car, three built-in keys in those fobs that all work with the car, and then a couple of spare keys that can start the car and open this door, driver's side door. And that's good enough. Now, I would have preferred that the dealership had done what they promised, which was to get me another key and another fob. But I'm not surprised that they didn't. You know, this is the joys of dealing with dealerships. Once you have bought whatever car it is that you were interested in, for the most part, they don't care. You know, I mean, they got your money, they got their commission, and unless you're planning on coming back to spend more money, and in my case, they knew I wasn't, since I don't live anywhere near where I went and got the car. It was kind of like, okay, well, sure. They made all the noises that, we're going to send someone to do this and do that. It's like, no, you're not.
In 1 mile, turn right onto Middletown Road.
And, if I'd really pushed, they may have done it. But part of customer service, and I've worked in customer service for a very, very long time, is you keep your promises. You do the things that you said you were going to do. You stay in contact with the people that you said you were going to do something for, and you get it done. But because there was no more money coming from me to them, they just let it slip their minds. So, all right, I'm dealing with it. And, I'm not going to, if they had taken care of me the way that they had promised that they would, I would probably tell you.
Onto Middletown Road.
I'm not doing that. I would probably tell you who the dealership was. But I will tell you this, it's a Ford dealership that is in Warrenton, Virginia. You can figure it out from there if you have any interest. And other than this thing with the key, they were fine. You know, they did and acted pretty much
In half a mile, make a U-turn at Bonnie Lane.
the way I expected them to. So, you know, it is what
Use
it
the left
is.
lane to make a U-turn at Bonnie Lane.
I'm not going to do that. So if you would like to get a hold of me and say, Guy, why didn't you force that dealership to follow through on their promises? You can reach me. No, I'm not making the U-turn. Shut up. You can reach me via my
2.4 miles. Turn right onto Crane Highway.
reach me via my email address, which is guy@mymac.com. Though probably the best way to contact me is via the Twitters, and my Twitter handle there is MacParrot. What else? I have, hopefully tonight, I'm doing a Mac to the Future Go livecast over there on the Facebooks. And of course, I also do the MyMac.com podcast nearly every weekend for eight and a half plus years with Mr. Gazmaz. So make sure you subscribe to that. Subscribe to this. If you're watching this on YouTube, I also put this out as an audio podcast. If you're listening to this via iTunes, I also put this out as a video that you can find on YouTube. So it's this weird circular argument. However you get it, I appreciate the fact that you have done so and either watched and or listened. Preferably all at the same time. I will catch you all next time on Guy's Daily Drive.